Hello everybody, welcome back to another Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney video. Rachel here. We're continuing with episode 4 of the third game of the original trilogy. Okay, that's not good. Phoenix? I'm reading through the file of an old court case. It was the first case of my longtime mentor, Mia Fey. Why does he look like he's in a hospital? Interesting. Looks like I'm gonna be Mia again. Ugh, I'm so nervous. I feel like I'm gonna die. I never should have accepted this case. Good morning. Don't be so jumpy, Mia. Terry Falls, my first client. Sentenced to death 5 years ago, now prison escapee. Just relax, Mia. Make small talk, try to relax it. Why'd you escape anyway? I'm sorry. But Mr. Falls, the police just recaptured you 2 days ago. Oh boy. Sorry for asking, but you're on death row, right? I'm sorry. 2 days ago, he escaped from the police wagon when it crashed. Then about 8 hours later, a policewoman was killed before the police could catch him. The police believed it was him. After he escaped, did you meet a policewoman? So much is true, he did meet the victim, but I trust him, right? I mean, I should. Oh. Godot? Why are you here? Isn't that Godot? Sure looks like him. Where's Mr. Grossberg? I didn't say... So, the finest attorney at Grossberg Law Office is here for me? Yeah, thanks. I wish I could get out of it. Really? Genius? Solitary confinement cell for the condemned must be the world's loneliest place. And that's what my client ran away from. Every other lawyer gave up on him, but not me. When I saw those overflowing eyes, heard that childlike voice, I just had a feeling he was telling the truth. Wait, prosecutor fresh out of... Ooh. Yep, knew it. Frickin' Edgeworth. Defense is ready, Your Honor. That's Edgeworth. Yes, Your Honor, I'm Mia Fey. You look... Come on, Mia. You can't lose, not to someone younger than you. It's a different judge. We're here to determine if he's responsible for her dying. testimony. Miss Hawthorne's the one to put him away. Huh?
Objection!
Wait a minute, that's not right. At least hear the case before you decide the outcome, Your Honor. You're even younger than me, you hypocrite. Gumshoes? I don't believe anyone asked you about that. What? Excuse me? Well, he does have a kind of a point. There must be a reason why I have to control Mia again. Just like a couple of it. Didn't I do one with her a little at the start of this game? I can't remember. I knew it'd be Edgeworth. Here we go again. Here we go, Mia. Hang on there. That's Godot. That has to be Godot. It looks just like him. But he has a different... Okay. Yes, you're on. Cross the road. It's coming right up. I'm not trying to just cold in here. I don't need you to worry about me. I mean, the defendant, the witness, everyone's a beginner. Well, we know Mia's tough. It's okay, Mia. Stay calm. Just remember the court procedure video you stayed up all last night watching. This is another one of those early Mia videos. I think this is why do I feel like this is leading into something?
Hold it!
This unknown person. You have no idea who it was? What? No. Whose bright idea was it to keep that note away from me? It's that detective's fault. He's the one that said unknown person. Is that a trap? With that face, I didn't expect him to be so much of a sneak.
Hold it!
Mr. Falls had a car then. Is this guy sure about how he feels about anything? Victim, she was stabbed in the back, correct? We're talking about a woman here.
Objection!
I'm sorry, I forgot what I was going to say. This is the first time I've had to go address someone that way. Andy? Oh, come on, Mia. You said there's nothing odd about it, right? Well, then I suggest you take another look at the note written by the victim. It very clearly says, wear white scarf for identification. The caller must have forgotten what the victim looked like, thus the special request. I have one simple question. Where's the scarf? Can't seem to find it in the photo. And you stopped there? You should have looked for it. Ah, freaking Edgeworth. Prosecutor Edgeworth, he was intentionally hiding that scarf the whole time. Boy, would I like to wrap this scarf around his smarmy little neck. Everything is moving at his whim. Genius, huh? Yeah, that's interesting. No, it isn't. Huh? Not again? I haven't even done my part yet. What do you mean, huh?
Objection!
So the time of the crime, there was a light drizzle coming down, right? Well, I have evidence that doesn't go with the soggy atmosphere. Considering the conditions of the scene of the crime, something isn't right.
Take that!
Naturally, the answer's right here. That's exactly what's strange. Recall the testimony. What were the conditions that day? Drizzling and foggy. Dusky Bridge was all wet. If the victim really had fallen down on her stomach on the top of the bridge, then the front of her coat should have been covered in mud.
Objection!
Surface of the bridge. Neither would a real woman. Of course I can. The scarf.
Take that!
So the evidence is the scarf. It should be obvious. If the scarf fell on the bridge and got this muddy, it means the bridge was obviously covered in mud. Hey, same to you, pal.
Objection!
Alright, it's not like I got a choice. This is Armando. It wasn't me, you are. It was the coffee guy over there that said it. Yes, the false evidence case is a no-brainer. Obviously, the witness. During his earlier testimony, the detective pointed out a crucial fact. The criminal shoved the victim down from behind and stabbed her in the back. Now, is that testimony exactly what the witness claims to have seen? That testimony is filled with holes. After all, the victim's coat isn't dirty at all. Your Honor, the defense requests to cross-examine the witness. The testimony presented so far is not only vague, but contradictory as well. What Mr. Edwards said kind of worries me. What does he mean by the brutal truth? This is it, Mia. It begins here. Why do I feel it's someone I know? Oh, it had to be her. Yep. Why does it have to be her? Everything's so silent, I hear the hearts going bump, bump. Hey! Yeah, I figured it'd be her. If he's such a gentleman, he sure doesn't act like one. Now then, would please have your name and occupation. You're not Melissa Foster. You're Dahlia Hawthorne. I recognize her from that other one with Mia defended Phoenix. You were the one that took the picture? Huh? But it's just a photograph. It's not anything dangerous. I don't like how this is. She's staring at me. I'm defense attorney, Mia Fey. Oh my god, these people are so... She's at it again. Oh my god, this is so ridiculous. Oh, would you stop? This bitch isn't that great. So what if she's cute? She's a pain in the ass. I recognize her from the earlier episode or whatever with Phoenix's trial.
Objection!
Witness, when you said you took a photo of the is this what you meant? All I can see are two people facing each other. You said you saw them start fighting. Normally that's the kind of thing we would refer to as crucial. Why haven't you presented a photo like that? Well, if you wanted to capture the crucial moment, what happened next? You must have taken a picture of it. He can certainly downplay the situation, can't he? What? The witness herself? Then who took the photos? So you took the photos of yourself? Please, no details. Wait, well, hold on a minute. God, this is annoying. Boy, this guy's a sucker for sweet talk, isn't he? Yeah, it's sickening me.
Objection!
Witness, your testimony's a joke. Get over it. So I made one short testimony, two bad contradictions. There's no possible excuse. It's simple. Take a look at the diagram of the area. According to her testimony, the two of them were in the middle of the bridge. But if they were and the victim had turned and tried to run, well... You said 10 yards, but she couldn't have run even 5 because Dusky Bridge collapsed on that side. It's very simple. This charming little witness's charming little lie. That's all there is to it.
Objection!
Edgeworth. Oh, fucking Edgeworth again. What did you just say? That's ridiculous. Huh? What do you mean? What? The coward. Okay, it's... Oh my god, this pig guard is such a pain in the ass. Don't say that. This trial isn't over yet. Contradiction staring you right in the face, Mia. Go for it. Why am I not surprised this bitch is involved again, though?
Objection!
A killer not wanting his victim to be found. I can understand that. However, the idea of moving the body for that purpose is clearly odd. There was a much easier way to make sure your body wasn't found. Take a look at the map again. There's a river right below the bridge. Earlier, Mr. Edwards pointed out something interesting about the river. In the kidnapping case 5 years ago, the victim's body was carried away and never found. If 10 murders were to occur at the same spot above the river, you can bet your boots that every other killer would have thrown the body in the river. What are you talking about?
Objection!
What the witness claims to see is totally ridiculous. Ugh. Who is he talking about?
Objection!
Oh, it's Foster, you've done it this time. Made a big mistake. The killer broke into the trunk of the stolen car and hid the body there. You're saying you saw it, right? With your own eyes? It's simple, Miss Foster. Look at the diagram. The place you claim to have taken the photo from is here. Do you see what I mean? Even if you tried to see the car, this outcropping of rock is directly in the way. That's right, Miss Foster. From where you were standing, you couldn't have possibly seen the killer's car.
Objection!
I'm sorry, but that just doesn't wash. I believe it was the witness who presented this as evidence to the court, yes? This is the location the photo was taken from. Your own photo tells the whole story. You can clearly see the left side of the bridge, but the outcropping that's being referred to is really more like a cliff. Your view should have been completely cut off by this cliff, but still you claim to have been able to see the killer's car. But she was repeatedly warned before starting her testimony. She was told to testify only about what she saw with her own eyes.
Hold it!
Hey, wait a minute. You can't just say that. What? That's... Mr. Armando. But that wasn't fair. Judge is on her side. I can't make any mistakes here. What she just said, is there a contradiction somewhat? Listen, Foster, it looks like you finally betrayed yourself. You said you were in a field taking photos of wildflowers, but even so, you knew about the scratches. The question is when? When did you get a chance to see those scratches? Finally. Your Honor, there's only one possible explanation. The reason she saw the scratches was... There's only one way she could have seen the scratches. Naturally, when she opened the trunk and put it in there, the body in there herself. The person who really hid the body in the trunk of the car Was Melissa Foster. It was you, wasn't it? I don't think so. If Mr. Falls had been the one to put the corpse in the car, he would he would have simply used the car key. There was no need to break it open. He stole it from a young couple that had been waiting at a red light, which means the key would have still been in the ignition. Thank you for telling us about the scratches, Miss Foster. Without that, we could have never found out that it couldn't have been Mr. Falls who put the body in the trunk.
Objection!
Now's your chance, Mia. Finish it. On the contrary, I'm not so sure about that anymore, Mr. Edgeworth. There's no need to really think too deeply about it. What I'm saying is the shutter for this may not have been pushed by Miss Foster herself. Let's take another look at the camera and see what features it has, shall we? It has a timer built in, even a mini tripod. Why? It's almost as if she brought this camera just to take the picture.
Objection!
Well, if she really did use the camera's auto timer, then the answer is yes, she was somewhere else. Exactly, she wasn't in the field. Naturally, right here. There was mention of her being part of a murder mystery, Your Honor, if I may. After parting with the victim on the bridge, the defendant fled by car. But this would mean that there was no time to put the victim in the trunk. In other words, if someone put the body in the trunk, it could only have been before the defendant met the victim.
Objection!
You still don't understand, do you, Edgeworth? By the time the witness's photo was taken, the victim was already dead. The person in the photo was not Valerie Hawthorne. It's obvious, isn't it? Your witness. It's the only possible explanation. The woman at Mr. Falls met the bridge that day wasn't Valerie Hawthorne. It was you, Melissa Foster. Let me remember that it was raining and foggy on the mountain that day. Mr. Falls himself believed the woman in front of him was Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
But since then, my client has spent 5 hard years in a federal penitentiary. He couldn't remember exactly what she looked like anymore. I've got it all right. This piece of evidence blew the case wide open. Mr. Falls had forgotten the victim's face. That's why he needed some piece of identification, namely the muddy scarf. It was Mr. Falls who requested she wear the scarf to identify herself. That had already been proven by the note the victim left. In other words, as long as you were wearing a scarf like he asked... Okay then. She passed out on me. Nice. It's obvious Melissa Foster did it. She hid the body in the trunk and disguised herself as the victim. She set up the camera to snap a fake photo of them. Well, isn't it obvious? She's the real culprit. Yes, Your Honor. Well, of course, the bit with Phoenix, we find out that Melissa, Dahlia Hawthorne actually, was actually tried for something else, I believe. I wonder if this is what we're talking about. Maybe not. Let's finish it. February 16th, District Court, Defendant Lobby 4. Mr. Falls, Thanks. We're almost there. Once I prove she committed the crime. Obstacle? Motive, huh? Right. What is it? And that can tell us more about it. About what happened. and broken like that for 5 years. Your girlfriend? Wait, Dahlia Hawthorne. The victim's last name. What? Are you serious? The what? Valerie Hawthorne. First, I thought shootings over kidnapping was crossing the line, but it was to protect her sister. I can see why. Make-believe kidnapping? Ugh, did he actually say my teen angel? He's seen one too many soap operas. Anything Dahlia said? Hold on a minute. What are you saying is the kidnapping 5 years ago was planned by... Valerie was in on it? You mean, don't mean she jumped on purpose? So that's why you made the escape. Where's what? Huh? You don't know? Dahlia? Dahlia isn't dead, as we found out, because she's in the thing with Phoenix before, with the Phoenix's trial. Disappeared with it. Wait a minute. One more question. When you said with Dahlia, you mean the diamond's still missing? Along with Dahlia's body? They never found her. Use your rubber cradles before diamonds. Fall takes the fall and gets a one-way ticket to death row. Is Dahlia Hawthorne really an angel, or is she really a... You bet. That's Dahlia. She's not this again. What are you talking about? Her motive, huh? I figured that's what I had to establish next. Yes, of course, I think. Mr. Armando. Maybe I will so, but I wish you'd quit grinning at me like that. What do you mean? Here we go. Wait. You bet. Somehow I have to tired of this. grudge.
Objection!
My clients always maintain he's innocent of those charges. What do you mean by that? Well, she's right about that. He is kind of forgetful. You said he forgot what the detective looked like. What did you mean by that? This is bad. Mr. Fall's reputation just keeps getting worse. Sometimes it's best not to poke too deep. What should I do with that last statement? Your Honor, what the witness said now is important. I'd like to add it to the testimony. No, that's not why I...
Objection!
Witness, I want you to look at the photo. It's hard to see in the photo, but look at the scarf the victim wore. I've got her now. Don't mess it up. But that's strange. In your testimony, you said the following. I guess I'm lucky I wasn't wearing a white scarf. The scarf you identified, this is the scarf you ID'd as belonging to the victim. But it certainly doesn't look white to me.
Objection!
Objection!
Sorry, but not this time. The witness just confirmed that this was the victim's scarf. There's only one explanation for the mix-up.
Take that!
Witness, have you ever seen this note? I wonder. The note shows Mr. Fall's instructions to the victim regarding their meeting. It says, wear white scarf for identification. Witness, you knew what this note said, and it's because you knew that you slipped up and mistakenly said white scarf. Well, Miss Foster? And yet, the witness knew exactly what the note said. At the time of the murder, the number of people that knew were quite limited. Terry Falls is one. The person who wrote the note, Valerie Hawthorne, is another. And finally, one more person. Yep. Third person who knew the contents of the note.
Take that!
Dahlia Hawthorne. Look at the victim's note. This is what it says. Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. There's her name right there. Go again.
Objection!
You said she was killed, but was she really? Of course, people thought she had died 5 years ago when she fell from the bridge and was lost in the river. However, her body was never found.
Objection!
But the fact remains her body was never recovered. Dahlia Hawthorne was 14 years old 5 years ago. If she was still alive, she'd be 19. Melissa Foster, I believe that's the same age you are.
Objection!
But I am. That's exactly what I'm saying. This witness before us is the same girl that was kidnapped and killed 5 years ago. She's actually Dahlia Hawthorne. Turns out she's right, because remember that other episode, she is Dahlia Hawthorne. Hi, Ironton. If I can expose it, I can turn this on his head. Now's my chance. Oh my god, of course he has to do. What did he just say? No, wait, why? Well, then he couldn't be... Then he was tried for murder. Why? Why did she hide her identity for 5 years?
Objection!
Accidental? I don't believe that for a minute. For the last 5 years, she's been playing the role of victim. And now we find her acting suspiciously at the scene of another murder.
Objection!
How dare you? What? thought it was like somebody's turned it on around on me. We're prepared. That wasn't me, it was him.
Objection!
I am. Of course, aren't I? That's me. This is coming from someone younger than me.
Take that!
The story starts after Terry Falls escaped. He called Valerie and told her he wanted to meet. This is the note she left. It says, "Talk to Dahlia. Tell her this time. The whole truth must come out." Valerie Hawthorne gave Dahlia a warning. She told her she was going to reveal to the world the whole truth. There was a dangerously important secret between those two. That's the reason Dahlia felt she had to kill Valerie, to keep her mouth shut permanently.
Objection!
Oh, I know the secret. Your Honor, the defense would like to request further testimony. Regarding the kidnapping 5 years ago, we believe it will explain a lot, like the nature of the secret between the two. Putting on the old charm again, huh? This will be the last time you do. Okay, I can't skip this. Interesting. It won't let me skip. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth got me. That's right. It was a fake kidnapping. Terry Fultz told us that. Yes, the fake kidnapping is the best shot. That's your secret.
Objection!
You say that Mr. Falls shoved you into the river. However, that's hard to believe. I'm sorry, I guess it wasn't clear enough. I shouldn't have said that's hard to believe. I should have said that's impossible. I asked if the court recall the condition of Dusky Bridge now and 5 years ago. The bridge hasn't changed one bit in these last 5 years. If someone had pushed you from behind as you claim, instead of being carried away by the river, you would have been smashed by the bedrock below, and almost certain death. Do you understand me now? The very notion my client shoved you from behind is impossible.
Objection!
Objection!
It's 40 feet from the bridge to the river. A small change of water level wouldn't have made a difference. Yeah, no.
Objection!
What do you mean? Yeah, right. You can't be serious.
Objection!
Now, Mia, unfortunately for you, that's just the start of Mia Fey's assault. I believe your reasoning went something like this. After being shot in the arm, it's plausible that Mr. Falls panicked. Therefore, he could have unwittingly shoved her off the side of the bridge. However, once again, I'm forced to say impossible. Because your flawed logic contradicts the court record.
Take that!
All the answers are in the photo. Look at the wires supporting both sides of the bridge. They extend to 5 feet off the ground. It would be impossible to shove someone off.
Objection!
so young and already so forgetful, Edgeworth. Mr. Falls had been shot in the right arm. And more importantly, Valerie Hawthorne had her gun trained on him at point-blank range. So, Mr. Falls throwing the witness off the bridge? Impossible. Dahlia Hawthorne, you jumped into the Eagle River intentionally. What's with the tigers?
Objection!
Perhaps, but still, that's what you did. You were probably confident you could handle the currents. But even more so, the witness had a much more compelling reason for doing so. The witness is still alive. That fact alone explains everything. This is why she risked her neck to jump into the rapids.
Take that!
5 years ago, something else disappeared with Dahlia that day. The item Valerie brought up to the mountain with her, the $2 million diamond. Yep, Dahlia had it all planned from the beginning. The $2 million, she was going to keep it for herself. She forced Mr. Falls to help her fake the kidnapping. At the last minute, she betrayed him and threw herself into the river, with the ransom tucked in her backpack. The woman is a demon, and there was one more person who helped make a demon out of her. Her sister, Valerie Hawthorne.
Objection!
Precisely. I'm sure it weighed heavily on her conscience the past 5 years. This is the sole reason behind the victim's murder. On the day of the murder, after receiving the phone call from Mr. Falls, Valerie called her sister Dahlia, and then she told her what she was planning to do. That is what sealed Valerie Hawthorne's fate. That is when you hatched your demonic plan to kill two birds with one stone. That would ensure neither of your accomplices in the kidnapping would talk. And that's why you killed your sister, Valerie Hawthorne. Evidence? I don't know. Excuse me, bitch? I could have proven fake kidnapping happened 5 years ago. I don't even have decisive proof. Mr. Armando? Testimony? There's one answer. There's one person who can testify. There's the one person that can.
Take that!
Your Honor, the defense wishes to call a new witness. Perry Falls himself. There's only one person that can shed any further light on the situation. One person that knows what Dahlia's role was. Only one person could say whether the person in the photo was Valerie Hawthorne, or if it was her sister disguised as her. One person who can solve this riddle, and that's Terry Falls. And this is my last chance, Mr. Falls, to establish Dahlia's guilt. You're all I have. Sorry about that. Mr. Falls, I don't know what she said to you 5 years ago. One thing's clear, Dahlia is very much alive, and you were used for $2 million. Terry. Mr. Falls, you're covering for her. Do you think she would do
Objection!
it for you? Is this how you want it to end? Another guilty verdict to go with your death sentence?
Objection!
So when you got to the bridge, no one had arrived, huh? So you waited? You're sure of that? You're sure? Well, I'm sure too, Mr. Falls. I'm sure you're lying. You want to know who arrived at the bridge first? Just look at the photo. It's obvious. Obviously, the person that came first would be the one at the end of the bridge, right? Precisely my point. In other words, Mr. Falls, you must have arrived at the bridge after she did. Mr. Falls, please don't get so worked up. We just want the truth. A memento. Oh, yep, the necklace. Your Honor, you heard what my client said. He arrived at the scene at 4. But he then left his car unattended and walked away. He was gone for approximately 30 minutes. With that much time, Dahlia Hawthorne could have easily hidden the body in the trunk of his car. I still got a chance. Mr. Falls, there's no mistaking it. Mr. Falls? What the... No, we're so close. I was gonna prove you innocent. Mr. Falls. Mr. Falls! Oh, that's not good. So my first trial ended. Suddenly, tragically, with no winners, only losers. I ended up with a wound that cut so deep to my soul I knew it'd never heal. I'm sure that's the same for the young prosecutor. The one person. The true criminal, Dahlia Hawthorne, she left the court with a smile on her demonically sweet face. Mr. Armando. It's my fault. My fault Mr. Falls killed himself. I knew it. I knew I wasn't cut out for this. Oh. Whoa, Mr. Armando. 1 year at the same courthouse. I myself got wrapped up in that case. Oh, yep, thought so. Only after that did Dahlia Hawthorne get put on trial for her crimes. The verdict that was ultimately handed down to her was guilty, of course. Naturally, when the verdict was read, she had a perfect angelic smile on her face. It was finally all over. At least, that's what I thought at the time. Unfortunately, I couldn't have been more wrong. It's been 5 years, but now something has happened that's made me remember all this. He's in a hospital, it looks like. Well, that was interesting. Wow. Another one with Mia. Cool. Well, that was episode 4. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time with whatever. Bye.